Good evening, y'all. Welcome to the newly rebranded Creator Chats, part of the Recess Bells Network and Productions. This podcast is formerly known as Always Be Creating. We dive into rising creative stories, journeys, and identities on this podcast. Tonight, I, Joshua Umahi, am joined by hip-hop and rap artist Young Ness, an emerging artist from Long Island, New York. There he is.
Where is he? I don't know where he is.
He's right there. I'm looking right at him. He right in front of me.
There we go. What's going on?
He is here off the heels of his latest EP, Mama Puedo Volar, what she calls his bounce back into music. Young Ness's music blends elements of trap, pop, old school, boom bap, modern hip hop, R&B with a focus on his personal experiences and emotions. His music is available on a multitude of streaming platforms, most notably Apple Music and Spotify. Young Ness's article detailing his EP and his profile as an artist was published on December 16th, 2024 on the Turntables music section of the recessbell.com. What's good, Young Ness? Talk to me. What's good? What's going on?
What is going on, Josh? How is everything?
I try to give my guests a great intro. Hopefully you think I did a good enough job, bro.
Nah, you did an amazing job. That was like let's get ready to rumble. Like that was it. I think they're entertained.
Hey, they're gonna be definitely more entertained in a moment, man. We got a lot to get into, a lot of questions I want to ask you. First things first, just to start off on an autobiographical note, tell the world a little bit about who you are, where you're from, how you've grown into the person you are today, and the artist you are today.
So my name is the man, the myth, the legend, Young Ness. I am from Long Island, New York. Unfortunately, no, I'm just kidding. And honestly, I'm chill, laid back. I'm just me. I'm a very bright personality. I don't get high off drugs. I get high off life. And I would say what's really got me here to this point in time, I would just say there's not a person I can thank, because it's a multitude of people I have to thank, because it was one person after another person after another person that, gave me the advice, gave me the game, and gave me what I needed to succeed. I may not have all the money in the world yet, but, I've inspired people to kind of chase their dreams and to keep going. And it's like, off that, I'll take that for right now, So I would say it's been the people that I've surrounded myself with mostly that have shaped me into the artist that I am. As you grow up, when you turn 19 and you start going into your early 20s, you start to gain and you start to lose. And when I say that, is like, you can lose people, you can lose, something that a habit you used to do. You could lose anything, but you could also gain stuff. You can gain a friend, you can gain knowledge. So I feel like right now I'm learning to lose things and to be okay with it, and to gain things, and that's making me a better artist, such as gaining knowledge from different sources that I never tried, trying new things, being different. That was the main thing I wanted to focus with the EP, was just, I have to be different. I can't be Elliot. I can't be Eli. I gotta be Young Ness. I gotta finally create Young Ness. So how am I gonna go about doing that? Well, I started taking inventory. I just started absorbing things around me, and I just put it all in a pot, compiled it together, and boom, I'm here. By the grace of God.
Absolutely, bro. Now, needless to say, you come off as an extremely confident, not just a confident artist. We had this conversation before we went live here.
Yes.
let me just say what I always look for. It could be, the Drakes, the Jay-Z's, the Kendricks of the world, or it could be, the up and comers. You know what I mean? But the main thing I always look for when it comes to, musical work is what's the person's or what's the artist's personality? Like, can I tell it? Is it radiating through the speakers? Is it radiating through the screen on a music video? Like, that's always what I try to pay attention to. Your EP, once again, everybody, Mama Puedo Volar, that's available on Apple Music and Spotify, among other streaming platforms. But yes, your confidence, above all else, that shined through and shown through the speakers. When I listen, I've listened a few times now. So talk to me about how that confidence was developed. I know you said a little bit about that in your previous answer, but was there actually, answer this. Was there a specific moment in your life where that confidence just came together and just clicked? Like there was a moment where it was just like, I'm him. Like, what am I worrying about? Like what you said, I'm not Elliot, I'm Young Ness, I gotta be myself. Was there a specific moment where it just like it just took off for you mentally?
It's because, life happens so fast, and it's just like you can't grab those moments back, man. I would have to say when I made Look My Can Fly off the EP, that was really the moment where I was like, I got this. That very first, for those of y'all that haven't listened to the EP, make sure it's the very first song, it's the introduction, and it had to be the introduction. It had to. When I made that song, I'm gonna say this. It was a beat I never thought I was gonna be able to tackle. I used to avoid, the vocal soul beats, slow beats like that because I thought at the time it wasn't me. So I just avoided it completely. When you experience life and you go through life and you go through phases in your life, and you sit there and you write and you really want to be in tune with yourself and you really want to make great music and you've been through just so much and you're like, nah, it's my time now. Like, I'm gonna shine, bro. Like, I'm gonna, like, nothing is gonna be able to take me down. It was just not to really just sum up my answer here. It was really everything that I had gone through. And when I was writing the song and I was able to just be like myself and I was able to just express it freely without emotion, with emotion, of course, but without like a care, without a care and with pure emotion and to really just let everything out. And when people heard it, people related to it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when people started relating to it and people started saying you're a motivation to me, that's when the confidence was coming. You know, that's why that a lot of people do say that they hear my confidence on the EP a lot. So I will say the confidence came with this EP, but it really shined. It really shined on Look My I Can Fly.
That's interesting because I was going to ask next. You know how, okay, say you're a parent and you got multiple kids, right?
Yeah.
And people will mess with you like, okay, so which kid's your favorite? Like, I know you got a favorite one, like da 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 da. And then the parent will be like, oh no, they're all my favorite. I love each of them equally, but deep down we know it's cap, right?
Yeah.
Deep down, there's one they favor a little more than the others. So you brought up Look Ma Can Fly. That's definitely a personal favorite of mine on this EP, and obviously that relates to the title of the EP, Mama Puedo Volar, without question. But I guess that's the obvious one. But if you had to choose I guess a second favorite child off this EP, like what would you go with?
I'm gonna say Routine. I'm gonna say Routine because Routine. When we made that, that was really something when we made that track. I'm gonna say that. That's like Look My I Can Fly is like my favorite daughter, but Routine is like my golden child, really. That's really like Routine making that beat with FS1 and being in the studio and writing the verses and then just deciding where it was gonna go was just I don't know, man. We made heat. We made something crazy with that one. Like, granted, that B2B is fire. These four walls is fire, and yeah, combo is amazing. But it's like that's got to be my golden child because when I hear that song, it's just like, you know.
Without question. Once again, for anybody that's just tuning in, the Recess Bell Creator Chats, we have rebranded Always Be Creating. It is now Creator Chats, and the first artist we have on this rebranded podcast is Young Ness, otherwise known as Elliot, for those in his close circle. Now, you bring up your producers and your team.
Yes.
For those that don't know, for those that don't make music, for those that haven't really been in the trenches like that, can you speak to how much you rely on your team of producers and how much they've helped you along this journey?
If FS is listening, he's about to bug out. But um my producers, uh I enjoy working with every single one of them. I've enjoyed working with some of the, you know, with some of the most creative people on the island. Um, I've, had the pleasure of just being in the same room as some of the creatives on Long Island. For example, Clear Mind Beats, shout out Clear Mind, shout out Trap Studios. Um, you know, and I will say that they make they go in their world and they do their thing, and I go in my world and I do my thing. But it's like when we come together and we do our thing together, we make something amazing. And it's like I don't think I can. I don't think I would be able to work well without my production. I don't even think I would be able to really freestyle, or not even freestyle, but I don't even think I'd be able to make music properly without my producers. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think I'd be able to make music in general without my producers. So without my team in general, just having that motivation and having that support and having people that are saying, "Yo, you're doing the right thing. You're okay. It's all good." It's amazing, and their support is something that keeps me going. They inspire me every day to do something bigger and better. They motivate me. They support. You know what I'm saying, and at the end of the day, it's all love, man, and that's it.
At what point did you know music was your calling? Like, okay, so from a personal, storytelling note, I mean, it took me as far as the Recess Bell creating this platform. I was like tinkering with the idea, and then as far as like studies, I'm a media journalism major now, but going through, I was like a business major, and then I went into nursing for a little bit. I'm like, yeah, this is all right, but I'm not really in love with it. And then I jumped into the content business, and I've never looked back. So it happens for some people. It happens late in life. Some people it happens really early. Like it can happen like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. They know what they want to do. They know they want to be a musician or a doctor. You gotta be real smart at 10 years old to be a doctor, but like they have a solid idea of what they want to do.
I
I'm one
got
of those people that happened late for me. So when did it happen for you? Like music, hip hop, rap. This is what I want to do.
It definitely didn't happen at 7 or 8. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It definitely didn't happen at 7 or 8. It definitely happened. I'm gonna say like middle school, and I was listening to. No, it wasn't Jay-Z. No, it wasn't Drake. But it has to be the real king of New York, Mr. Joey Badass.
Mm.
And I was listening to 1999, blasting through my Timu AirPods at the time. And it just was like I had wanted that album alone, mixtape, excuse me. Um, I had started toying with the idea of maybe I want to be, involved in music somehow. And then I heard Drake, and then I started listening to Nothing Was the Same, and then I was like, nah, I want to be a rapper. So I would say like middle school was where I had started, toying with the idea of doing music, and in high school was really like I took it serious. I know, like I'm an entertaining person. I know I'm hilarious. I bet you there's people watching this right now laughing their ass off. You know what I'm saying? But um so I knew like doing music and doing this was for me because it was just like that energy just hit me. And it was just like I don't see myself working in an office, and I don't see myself, teaching in a school, and I don't see myself going to some regular job or some doing some regular career. I didn't want to be like everybody else and go into the military after high school, or go learn a trade after high school. I kind of wanted to do something that I knew I was going to enjoy and that I was going to you know obsess over more than anybody else. And it was like I wanted to eat, sleep, and breathe something, and I couldn't eat, sleep, and breathe being a mechanic. I couldn't eat, sleep, and breathe. And I'm not disrespecting nobody. I love everybody in their
Oh,
trades.
them these mechanics gonna come after you, bro.
No, I'm just
You,
saying,
you
like
already
I
hurt their
didn't.
feelings.
Nah. I listen. Shout out to the mechanics, man. But it was just like I never saw myself having that type of love that they have. You know what I'm saying? And I saw with music when I was around it more, and I was, absorbing it more, and I was, you know, around the internet. It kind of just, we kind of just fell in love with each other. You know what I'm saying? We kind of just grasped onto each other and just not having let each other go. It was like the energy was there, the sync was there, and it was just, yo, you are made for this. You were born for this. You are going to do this no matter what. So I would say like middle school, high school, around there was when I started toying with the idea, and then I really put it into effect. Like 10th, 11th grade, I started like uploading music to like SoundCloud, things like that. So yeah.
On that note, and I definitely want to get deeper into the EP, like detail that and the process and some of the songs and stories on there. But walk me through the process of making your first real legitimate track.
Oh man. Huh.
It was around that same time frame, obviously, like 10th, 11th grade.
Yeah. So everybody knew me for my freestyle ability. Apparently in high school, I was the best freestyler. I was just that guy. Some may say some may call me the Great White Hope. but but hey man, and making the first track, I'm gonna say it was hell. I thought I was having fun, but I really wasn't. It was just hellish. I wasn't on beat. I had like a whole essay written of the lyrics to the song. It wasn't like bars, it wasn't four at a time. It was like a whole essay. So it was kind of like when you heard, I deleted the song, and I don't have any remnants of the song. So nobody asked me for it. Nobody go Google it. Nobody go on Twitter and try to find it. You ain't gonna find it. It's gone. Anyways, so I thought in there I was doing my thing or whatever. I'm off beat. I couldn't. It was hellish, but it was like, you know, the weeks that followed and the other tracks that followed, and getting better within each track and just learning something new and being better every day made me love it more, made me appreciate it more. It's kind of like having a car. You got to take care of the engine. You got to check the oil, fluids, all that. And you got to put love into the car. Because if you put love into the car, it's going to get you from point A to point B to point C to point D instead of just getting you from point A to point B. So it was like, and that goes with anything. If the kids is watching this, that goes with anything, man. The more love you put into something and the more care you put into something, it's going to love you back. So it was just when I had learned that in life, and when I started learning that, I just kept putting more love and more care into my music. And yeah.
Talk about freestyling. That took me back to the high school ciphers. Man, listen, that took me back a little bit. I mean, I probably wasn't, not even probably, I definitely wasn't as good as you.
But apparently I was the Great White Hope.
Is that really what they called you?
Man, probably. I had so many names. Like I don't even know.
Yo.
That must have been one of them.
You
But
went
yeah,
to a did you go to a predominantly black high school?
I went to a predominantly diverse high school.
Diverse high school.
I'm not gonna say like
Yeah,
I'm not
don't
even gonna
don't dox nobody, but
yeah, I'm not even gonna dox nobody. It's also just like I don't see I couldn't really like tell you because it would change. Like it was like I don't know. It was like the Hispanics took over, and then the black kids took over one year, and then like one year was just a mixture, and then like I think senior year everybody was just together at one point. We had blacks, whites, everybody, man. Like just it was diverse. That's all I'm gonna say.
no
It was
doubt.
diverse. It was diverse, but
So my
it
high
was fun.
school, it's you're taking me back for real. Like my high school was like that in terms of what you just said exactly. Like it was the black kids that was on top one year, and then the Spanish kids was like fighting back, and then senior year, like it all came together. Obviously, we
Like
all trying to
13 Reasons
graduate.
Why. It was like 13
Yo,
Reasons Why, bro.
100%. But yeah, yo, and occasionally you have like you have one or two white boys walk in, and they got intimidated, so like they would tell their parents, and they moved out of the district.
Nah, wait, listen.
Oh.
Some of them, listen, we took hold of the white kids and we didn't let go. Like, yo, we had some white kids wearing do-rags, and I was like, y'all can't be doing this, man. Y'all can't be doing this. You live in New York. You don't live in Colorado.
Yo, nah, and then they take the do-rag off, and they just got, you know how they like, we try to be swimming out here, but the white kids would have those like 4 big ass waves on their head.
Nah, it wasn't even waves, son. It was just water
You
in
can't
a
even
cup.
call.
It was water in a cup. Hell, you mean waves on a white boy? That's water in a cup. That's not even waves.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yo, like it's interesting to see what some people will do to what some of them white kids would do to get it with the culture. It was always interesting.
Hey, it really is. You listen. I say this from just my personal view of the culture and like being involved in it. I'm gonna say the culture grabbed me. I'm gonna say like the culture kind of just came to me as in far as the aspect of hip hop and pop culture and everything like that. Because I was never the type of kid that ever searched for that type of attention or anything like that. I feel like me just being me and just having my big personality, it kind of just, so. But nah.
Yeah, you definitely took me back, bro. All right, man. Listen, let's talk Mama Puedo Volar. You know what I mean? I hope my accent is at the requisite level.
It's
Pronouncing
good. Nah, listen, I don't speak Spanish, so in the motherland they still take me in, Pop. They still take my passport. They take everything, man. Don't worry.
Oh, so you're like me because I'm Nigerian, but I don't speak Igbo. I don't speak the dialect. At least not yet. So we're in the same boat with that.
There we go. That's it.
First generations, man.
They still love us over there, though. They still love us over there, though. Listen. I know when I come off the plane in Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying? DT got the food out the kitchen.
That's all we gotta say, bro. If you know, you know, man.
That's it.
If you know, you know.
Tight.
All right, the EP though, like you're an exceptional storyteller.
Thank you.
That was evident when listening to the EP. It's definitely evident so far on this podcast. But take me through a specific, maybe not your favorite story, but a standout story like you'd like to share with everyone as far as something that you were able to just translate very smoothly on the EP, wherever it was, anywhere on the 5 songs on it.
The song Yeah Combo. That song, I wanted the listener to be in a conversation with me. Not only is the ad lib on the hook Jay-Z, for y'all that don't know, now you know. But I would say, yeah, when making that song, shout out Barbed Wire who made the beat, by the way. when I was working and listening to that beat, it was like this is the second to last song, and I want the listener to tune in and to be engaged in a conversation with me, as if I'm giving them advice, or if it's as if I'm telling them like what's been going on with me recently, you know. So I start the song off with, again, I start every song with something crazy. Amazon Prime, I could get it shipped in a day. Now, there's no story that's told there. It's when you get past that part, you go into the second verse, um, and it talks about how I let go of friendships and how I'm not looking back on the past, and how, I have people that, pulled me out of the past and kind of pushed me into a different field. And now it's like I'm not focused on the past. It's time to focus on the present and the future and so on. And I think that's my favorite story, because that right there is the victory. That right there is the after the montage, this is where we are and this is how we've made it and this is what we've done. So I would say that's personally my favorite story so far. I'm not gonna lie to you, Josh. It's like it, it's a story of growth. It's a story of maturity. It's a story of letting go, letting God, and overall just finally coming to terms with life, and coming to terms with, this is how my new life, this is the new chapter of my life, and this new chapter is going to be something explosive. So yeah.
Where do you think? Well, take me inside. What might be next for you? I know it's like it's funny to ask that or hear that question, because like this EP is great and it's definitely a hallmark moment in your career. I take it definitely a great pivot point for you as an artist. But do you have any? I'm always curious about the mentality of an artist in your position, to where how long do you bask in the success before your mind goes, all right, this is what's next. This is some of the ideas I have for my next project.
Pop, it's always like that. It's never like I'm always just having fun with it. I'm always creating it. So it's never like I have to get back in the lab. When Mama Puerto Valar came out, you know, 2 days later I was back in the studio just making music, and working with a new producer, 909 Gorilla. And it's like I'm always working, so it's like I love and I appreciate all the accomplishments. Dropping the EP, we definitely celebrated that. We definitely, I definitely took time to myself, and I definitely, had my little moment of I had that Michael Jordan moment of holding the trophy and crying. You know what I'm saying? I had that moment. I had that moment when the core four of the New York Yankees was looking at the pennant of the 2009 World Series championship. I had that moment by myself, and I bask in my own success by myself, and I bask in my own success um, with my fam, and I do it with my friends, and I do it just around the people that I love and that I have love for. And I would say every day I wake up and it's just all right, let's go to work. It's never. What I will say though, I will say this, and I didn't even want to bring this up like this. I didn't want to, because I'm still figuring out the kinks to it, but I am working on an album. Um, it's called The Animal House, and I'm just really, really excited to just be working on it, and that's what I really would say is next. Just The Animal House, and just creating it. It's nothing is set in stone. Nothing is, and that's the fun part. Like nothing is set in stone yet. It's just this is the project. This is what it is. and this is what I'm going in to create next. And it's like whatever I create and put into this project, we're just gonna make it exceptional, but we're gonna keep it hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep it, you know, we're gonna keep it lit. And that's really it. But as far as anything else that's going on, um, I'm enjoying life. I'm blessed. The EP's out, so I'm just enjoying the blessings of the EP and just people listening to it and people tuning into it and everything like that. But as far as like what's next for Young Ness, the Animal House.
The Animal House. Listen, bro, I wasn't expecting you to, tease the next project. I didn't want to like spoil nothing in terms of your promo, but
It's
I,
good.
I,
Nah,
li- I like those breadcrumbs you left just now.
yeah. Listen, it's gonna be something unique. It's gonna be something amazing, and I can't wait. Just for it to just come into its full form. And just to see, we so far we've done 3 songs. We're 3 songs in, and I can already tell y'all, and this is not even like to just hype myself up or just try to be cocky. Yo, this is something crazy that we're doing. It's something ridiculous that we're doing here at First Class with the Animal House. It's FS1 is one of the is not only is he my brother, he's one of the greatest producers on this planet in my eyes, bro. You got Metro Boomin, but there's FS1, and he's great, and what we're making is something dope. So
No doubt. I wanted to ask this question just listening to you speak. It's very hard to envision you ever being stressed. Like your process in creating and just you as a just a person, an individual. It's very I can't imagine seeing you stressed in your process.
I there's been times where I have fallen in stress. There's been times where it's been like I don't want to do this anymore. This is difficult, but like I said earlier, like when you go through life and you learn things in life, you learn things about you know yourself. And the things I learned about myself is like I don't need to finish everything all at once. It's okay to take a moment, pause, breathe, and come back to it at a later time. Just come back to it. Just get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And I will say I do get stressed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I do get stressed. I'm not. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't want to hide nothing, and I don't want to have one face on the camera and have one face off the camera. I do get stressed. This is not an easy process. It's never an easy process creating music. It's never just one, two, three, we're done. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of thinking, critical thinking. It takes a lot of, you know, you have to be in a very good mental state in order to create. You know what I'm saying? When I do get stressed, though, I do use it as rocket fuel for the writing. I will tell you that. I do use it as rocket fuel, and I do, use it to engineer and power the machine, which is my voice. And yeah.
Man, I love that answer because even again on a personal note, and I'm sure a lot of creatives can relate. Um, I'm sure I know for a fact people have seen me stressed out in the moments where I'm trying to like. You ever have an idea and you just know it's fire, like it's some heat, but
Yeah.
the execution you're trying to like plan it out and it's not really coming together. Sometimes like it'll come together, boom,
Yeah.
like quick like that. But other times it's really a tough, monotonous process. So I can definitely relate, man. I always ask creatives that question when it comes to their process in creating whatever it is that they create, whatever it is, whatever field they're in, whatever it is that they do, because I always want to know how similar or different my process might be from anybody I talk to in the creative realm. So
Yeah.
No doubt, man. I think I got two more questions for you. Two more questions, and then we'll let you get on with your Saturday night.
Bet.
Now, this question is usually the first question I ask on the podcast, but man, we just got off to such a great start. I didn't want to get the train off track, but I will circle back to the first question. Now it's going to be one of the last questions I always ask creatives on this podcast. And it's this. So we talked about your younger self, right?
Yeah.
We talked about you in high school, but so take me back inside the mindset of, okay, imagine with me you're that kid, that 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kid that wasn't sure what their life's calling was, or
Mhm.
wasn't sure what they wanted to do, or anything like that, right? How proud would that version of Elliot be of the Elliot you are right now?
He would run up and like hug me. Yeah. He would like run up and hug me and just be like, wow. And his eyes would just light up. And he would just look at me and just be like, wow. And just see like what I do and like everything that I've done. Cause it's not only music, it's also the acting as well. Um so it's like with those two worlds together and those two worlds being insane, I think he would just look at me and just go, wow. And his eyes would just sparkle in awe. It's just like this is what's coming to me. This is what is, for me. I think truly that's what the younger I think that's what little Elliot would see.
One thing I'm definitely interested in asking you too was your work as an actor, like you just said.
Mm.
Like, how is that? Because um I, for those that don't know, I did used to be a theater kid in high school. It was only for a couple of years, but I was always just captivated by the art of acting. Like, you're yourself, but mentally you clock out of that and you clock into this character that you're assigned to play. Like, talk to me about that and how that's going for you.
Oh man, it is fun. Oh my god, it's fun. Oh my god, it's fun. It's so fun. Yo, it's like and my mom, she's even involved in it too now. Like I got her involved in it. She's doing her thing, but I would say my work as an actor, I've done, I did the movie The One Who Watches Over, and right now I'm going for the main role in a movie by Jimbo Productions called Memento Mori, which is going for a film festival right now. So a lot of like that work and being in the plays, like because I used to go to Five Towns College and um we had our shows and we had our plays and our productions we had to do, and when we did them, that was another work of art I could say I took home as well. And that work, man, is I love it. I love the people I've gotten to work with. I love the people that I've gotten to share the stage with. I love the people that I've, surrounded myself with in general. It's, I kind of stick out like a sore thumb at the script readings. Everybody here is wearing, you know, polos and everybody's dressing real casual. And then you see me coming in, Billionaire Boys Club t-shirt, snap, fitted on with the baggy jeans and the Air Force Ones and the chains and the watch. And it's like, I at first I stuck out like a sore thumb, but it's just now it's just like it's such an open and this, open arm community and culture as well. And it's very, it's very open and accepting and just learning from other people and just learning how other people work and learning what other people do and learning you know other people's backgrounds is very interesting to me, and it's very 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 high key interesting because I've met a lot of cool people. I've met some dope people. I've worked with some dope directors, and I'm gonna say my work as an actor, yo, listen, in about 3 years you will see me getting an Oscar. You will see me getting a Golden Globe. You will see me, in a movie. I will be your girl celebrity crush. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just say everything with God, man. Just everything with God. Everything with God. Everything that He's just putting in, and everything that He's just doing in my career as a musician and my career as an actor. I would just say everything through Him, and just He's put me in front of some of the most amazing audiences. I've done some of the most amazing performances, and it's all because of Him. So,
No doubt. And that's a couple things I want to attack with your answer. First off, yeah, man, God gives us all the gifts that He gives us. And while we may not know what to do with them or how to use them best, in certain moments, like once you figure that out and it all clicks, it's like a whole new world opens up for you. So, and in talking to you now, like you definitely embody that philosophy to the T, to the letter. So there's that. And then there's also, man, if anybody can take a lesson from you listening to this podcast, and by the way, I'm thankful for everybody that's tapped in on Twitter/X and YouTube tonight while talking to young Ness Elliott.
shout out YouTube, shout out X, shout out Elon, shout out Tesla.
If there's anything that anybody watching or listening can take from this, is that, man, I get that, and we've talked about it. Like, you have so many idols. You brought up Joey Badass earlier. I'm sure you might cause some controversy calling him the king of New York.
Listen, I don't care. He got robbed. He's the king of New York. He got robbed. He's been getting robbed. That boy drops bars. Y'all need to give him his flowers. Y'all need to give him his flowers, man. Y'all sitting here playing with the boy Joey. That boy is good.
No doubt, no doubt. But what you just said, it doesn't matter. If you think different than somebody else, if you act different than somebody else, if you talk, walk, dress different than somebody else, and that might make people feel like, that's more insecure. It happens. Might make people feel like an outcast, or they don't fit in, or just awkward. Once you tap into that, like, yo, there is nobody else on this planet like me. There's nobody else that can do what I do. There's nobody else with my personality, my distinct personality. There's nobody else with my level of talent and ambition and drive. Once you tap into that as a creative, like, that's why, like, I'll never hesitate to give people like you, Elliot, this platform, because you embody how important it is to just walk in your own lane. And while it's tempting to want to gravitate towards other already built lanes, there's nothing more satisfying than building your own and having them same people gravitate towards you. So
trust, listen, I wanted to get on the sexy drill wave, and that was not gonna happen. It was not gonna happen. But yeah, man, I mean, you will be more prouder of the things you build than the things that you can just buy. You will be more prouder of what you establish versus what was given to you by someone else's work. And that's why it's always, because people ask me, yo, who's your favorite rapper? Yo, who do you like embody? Yo, who do you like look up to? I can't give you a straight answer, because everybody's giving me a little bit of something, and everybody's, giving me something that has helped me elevate as an artist, and that has helped me elevate as a human being. So that's really just my whole thing. Just be yourself. Nobody cares, bro. Just be yourself. That's it. Just be yourself.
With that being said, bro, as we close, let everybody know where they can catch up with you, your acting work, your rapper work. Like, where can people find you? Social media, websites, anywhere.
So the website, I'm gonna work on that. But you can find me on IG, aka Instagram, at Young Man Ness underscore. Instead of the E, it's the letter 3. You know what I'm saying? You can find me all social medias. That's what it is. I'm even on Threads. You know what I'm saying? So you can catch up with me, my acting work, all my work in general. You know what I'm saying? On there, you can catch Mama Puedo Valar, my latest EP, my bounce back into music. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need practice like AI said. Mama Puedo Valar on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. We everywhere, baby. So please make sure you go check me out, man. And God bless you.
Outstanding, man. Once again, the Recess Bell Creator Chats. This is the newly rebranded podcast, formerly titled Always Be Creating. A special thanks to Elliot, aka Young Ness. Special thanks to you for joining me this evening, as well as everyone once again that is tuned in on Twitter/X and YouTube. This video is going to be available for playback on both of those aforementioned platforms. Also in audio form, soon come on the Recess Bell podcast feed. Got a lot of good content on there, so continue to check that out. Thank you for everybody that's been listening to the podcast. Search up the Recess Bell wherever you get your podcast from. Check out therecessbell.com for original articles and creators platforms, as well as Elliot's, aka Young Ness's, article on his EP Mama Puedo Volar. Yes. This is the Recess Bell CEO Joshua Umahi signing off with Young Ness. I will catch y'all on the next one, and we will catch Elliot with whatever he does next.
Peace, y'all. Peace.
Everybody have a good night.